Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Coaching Call podcast. On this podcast, we'll cover various types of coaching by trainers in sports, martial arts, fitness, and business. We'll discuss each coach's methods to getting the most out of their respective athletes or clients and how they attempt to change the platform in which they coach. Join us on a fun adventure as we discuss unique coaching styles. Coaching is a universal part of how we get others to get something done. Join your host, Rafael, and his guests on this unique journey in coaching.
Hi, I'm Sifu Rafael, and this is the Coaching Call podcast. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. This episode was made possible by listeners like you. Good evening and good morning in Queensland. Good evening in New York and good morning in Queensland. My name is Rafael and I'm joined by Jamilah. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing phenomenal. So unfortunately, Celeste is not able to join us. You know, her dad is having an emergency, so she has to take care of her dad. And obviously we're sending prayers her way and hopefully everything will be okay. So today's topic is fitness and habits, right? So thank you so much for joining us. Let's get to know you a little bit. Tell me a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm a Zumba instructor. So I've been in the Zumba industry for about 5 years now.
Nice.
Since 2017. I'm originally from London, but been here in Australia for about 15 years. I've always loved dance. I've always loved fitness from a young age.
Right.
And wasn't actually in the industry until I got older, until my 30s. So I was introduced to Zumba itself from a friend, and then from then on I was going to classes every single week, got the buzz for it, and
Nice.
then I was also approached and said, you should also be an instructor. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Right. So I took the course and they all trained me up. I got to be a Zumba instructor. And then from being an instructor, it just started to, doors started to open up, and I started to learn a bit more about Afro beats and the technical side to dance, to actually learning how to teach choreography during festivals up in Brisbane and here on the Gold Coast. It's been a great, amazing journey. It's just been a dream come true, to be honest.
Nice.
So that's me. I'm also a mum of 2 children as well. There's 11 and 8. So they're my push to also, live in the life.
Right.
And they love to dance as well. And, this probably about me, but how I've got here, I suppose. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. You know, one of the things that the person that created Zumba really realized that dance is a universal language, right? And to create a movement that is well known anywhere in the world is a big undertaking and successful too. That is huge. When you think about even just the name Zumba, right? It represents, anytime you tell somebody Zumba, they're like, oh yeah, it's lively, I'm going to be moving, right? So it's all about movement. And, and then there's different aspects to Zumba. Would you mind sharing those with us?
Different aspects, there's many different aspects to Zumba. As you said, Zumba is a type of fitness that is for all ages, for all levels. It is a way of expression and to be and the language of love and just no judgment and just to an uplift of energy to be able to feel alive and being seen and just to be yourself completely. Zumba is mainly started in Colombia, which was, and they have more of the Latin, Latino and salsa sort of thing, but it's also evolved in other areas as well of dance. So you've also now got hip hop, you've got R&B, you've got soca, you've got reggaeton, you've got now Afro beats is also coming to it too.
Nice.
It's just a completely multicultural things in Zumba, and you get to learn all those different sides of dance just by very simple steps. It's not complex. It's very it's just 1-2 steps. So you could say you go 1-2 step in the middle, one step. So one step you step to the side, next step to the middle, then you step to the other side, and to the middle, the other side. It's just simple steps. It's like as they called it back, like a 2-step. So it's 2 steps made into something more adventurous and more fun and more lively. It's not also just for adults. We do things for children, for babies, for schools as well. Like you can take Zumba literally anywhere for parties. And I find as well with Zumba, it helps to bring community together. It helps to be able to shed off those walls or barriers that you hold on to.
Right?
Yeah, exactly, and allows you just to be free again. So it just breaks everything down, and once you're in a class, you get a buzz of it, and you never want to go back.
You talked about a 2-step, but it's really more than just your feet. It's your whole body, isn't it? It's your hips, it's your knees, it's your shoulders, it's your belly, it's your head. You're doing the body movement, the head movement, the arms, right? So that's where it comes into a full body workout, if you will, because you are using your core, right? And I can only imagine. Listen, I'm Colombian, so if it started in Colombia, hey, what can I say? So yeah, so I love to move, period. It doesn't, to me, it's not the style of music, it's the fact that music's on and I have to move. So it doesn't matter to me the kind of music, because it's the craziest thing, because it's my body takes over and I have no control of it, right? So is that what happened to you? Is that how you found it? It's like, oh my god.
Absolutely. Like I said, I've loved dance from a young age, and it's always for me allowed me to express and let go. And once you dance and move your arms and your head and your hips and everything, you feel alive. You just you can't stop. I'll start dancing and I could dance for hours. If someone asked me to do weights for 3 hours, I could do that. But music, it's really sends something through your soul. That movement of music through you, it restarts you again. It allows you to, like I said, shed off anything that you're feeling. It allows you to feel that joy inside of you, that love, that happiness. It just it drives something through your soul that's, I don't know, just you can connect as well through that style of music. I was actually in a room on the weekend, and in a room of people, and I didn't know them, and there's a lady that just started dancing. We're just moving and dancing, and as I saw her and just seeing her, I was like, oh my gosh. So as soon as you did, you want to start doing it as well and moving, and then it starts this repetition thing, this domino effect, that this wave of movement, not just by you, but someone will start dancing and someone else will want to dance, and then somebody else, and then it just brings you alive again. So Zumba, it's once I got my feet going and my legs and arms, I just couldn't stop. I became addicted.
And to think about movement, for me, I have to move every day. I do all kinds of fitness aspects, and I'm always moving, working my body, understanding my body. And I think that the Zumba gives you the freedom to not even think, right? You don't have to think, you just have to feel. So I love the concept of just feel, right? And that's what I love to dance. So the movement allows my body to move, and I can go for hours, right?
Exactly. You don't even realize that you can go for hours. It's amazing how music does that to people, and I think it's the one thing that everybody can relate to. It's music. It's a language. It's a language that can connect to you and me. Like, I've only just met you once, but you just talking about just the feeling of how it makes you
get
feel.
Up and dance.
Yeah, absolutely. I say to people, if you can just move your body first thing in the morning, you'll feel the difference throughout the rest of your day. It's amazing how movement gets you started. It's it's like the fuel to your engine. It's oil to your body, to your bones. You get one movement and then there's another one, and then it's like it completely oils you up. And next minute you're moving and sliding around the room, and you go from one room to the next, and people just like, what's going on? You're like, I don't know, I feel alive.
It definitely, I love what you just said. It's like it oils you, right? So it's that fluidity, if you will, right? When one joint starts to move and then you get to the other one. So it's that elasticity that you're also getting when you move. And the thing is, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of dances where you have to be precise, right? Like when you do the tango and you do this type of dance and that type of dance, the waltz and so forth, certain hand, postures have to be there, certain turns, certain head movements. But the beauty of Zumba is freedom, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's actually one of my main reasons why I enjoy it as well. I get people coming into my classes, and the first thing they say is, I've never danced before, and I'll eventually get the dance movements. My first thing is I'll introduce myself. Hey, my name is Jamilah, and this class is about just being yourself. I'll express, the movements, the 1-2 steps, and how to do things. But if you don't get it, don't worry about it. This is a room of no judgment. Throw those judgments out the window. Let's not worry about them. If you don't get the moves and you're feeling the beat anyway, I'm going this way, you're going, don't worry about it. Shake your arms up in the air and just enjoy yourself. It's an expression of freedom. It's an expression of just letting yourself go. I used to go to classes in London when I first wanted to be a professional sort of dancer, and going to Pineapple Studios in London. It was the first time walking in. I was like, oh, and you're intimidated by the 1, 2, 3, 4, go, all right, hit, you're just like, oh. And when people come to my class, they think it's going to be like that. So it's not like a dance class. It's you just having fun and just enjoying yourself. Don't worry about where your head has to go, whether it's on an angle, your arms up to the left and your head's to the right, or don't worry about that. If you don't get it doesn't matter. It's the main thing is that you're enjoying yourself, you're getting something out of it. And the best thing that I love to do is my absolute motto. If I can give you some kind of seed of joy to be able to leave the room and feel great for the rest of the day, my job is done. And that's what I love to give through dance. And like I do it through many different ways, but because dance I feel is such, a part of my language of expression. I can give more in a class like that. So when people leave and smiles on their faces and they're all sweaty, I'm just like, woo! That's great. Yeah.
One time I was at a place and the guy wanted me to come visit his facility because he wanted to rent space from me. And when I went there, he had Zumba classes, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But the one thing that was negative is that he had huge speakers. And I figured when he put the music on, you couldn't hear anything because he blasted it so loud that it was like you can feel the rhythm. But I was figuring if I stayed there for more than 10 minutes, I was going to get ringing in my ears because it was louder than a nightclub. And so that's what for him, it was like just drown everything out. But to me, it's not drowning. To me is encompassing, enjoying it. So for him, it was like beyond loud. And I was there for 10 minutes. When I left, I actually had ringing in my ears. I was like, I don't know if I want that in my place. So I told him no. But had he been more aware of like, let's just have fun and be able to dance. But he blasted the music so loud that to me, it became a negative, right? Because if you can't, you're going there for a positive, but if you leave and you're going, oh, I got ringing in my ears, I can't hear when I go home, people are going to say things to me that it's I still got ringing. So that was the only one thing that I saw negative. But when I saw the people moving, oh my God, it was just absolutely beautiful.
Oh wow, it's amazing how one little thing can kind of just ruin it for you and not really want to go back, even though maybe one or other two people may have loved it. But for you, you've got to have, you need to have the right experience. You need to go feeling great, not having, oh my gosh, that was just too much. I
love going dancing in nightclubs, and the nightclubs are loud. Yeah. But this was beyond loud, right? So for me, I used to go to nightclubs by myself, and people were like, you're going there by yourself? I'm like, yeah, I'm going there to dance, right? I'm going there to move. And they're like, it's okay that you go. Of course, who cares? I said, I'm not going there for anyone but me. And yeah, I used to go to nightclubs in New York, in Manhattan, in the city, all different kinds of nightclubs. And I would just go to dance. And yes, they were loud, but I was able to be there for hours and just dance and be sweaty and great fun. But when I was in this place for 10 minutes, I was like, no, this is no good. Yeah. It was way louder than a nightclub. So I was like, yeah, he's hurting me, when it should be a positive thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going for two different reasons, a nightclub to a fitness class. I suppose, yes, you want to feel like you're in a nightclub, but it's still a different reason why you're going to a nightclub. You can switch on, you can feel the beat, you dance with yourself, like, woo, you let the sweat go. When you go into a nightclub, you also got your mind and your eyes set on the instructor, and most of the time you want to be able to hear them. I know I like to project out of my voice what it is that I'm doing and shout scream and like shout those noises out, to express myself. And people feel that too. If they can't feel that from you, I don't know, it makes a massive difference. Like sometimes I have the headphones on and sometimes I won't. And if I don't have the headphones on, I will make sure that people can hear the music, but also they can hear me as well as I'm projecting and talking. So and I've had once, I think I had it up too loud, and the lady told me, so I turned it down. I was like, no, don't want you hurting. I don't want any negativity in the room.
No, there should be zero negativity, right?
No,
fitness
at all. I want to make sure, even there are times guilty. Not everyone's perfect and feels great in the morning. There's times I've woken up and, oh my gosh, okay, I've got this. I've had a bad day and I've had a bad week, but I'm going there to give myself. And as soon as I turn that music on and, just let go of what's going on and give my all to them without any negativity and just be in the moment, you then can give the best of yourself. And then when you give the best of yourself, I find people give it back. It's like a mirror. Whatever you mirror to them, they'll mirror back to you, and you mirror it back. And therefore, everyone has this great, beautiful feeling in a room. They're all feeling the same way. It's in themselves, but they go away feeling absolutely fantastic.
So Jamilah, let me ask you, when was your first introduction to music? Do you remember how old you were? Like you were 2, 3, 5, 10?
I would say all my life. So my
little girl running around.
Yeah, my mum was a gospel singer.
Oh, nice.
My dad, I think he played in a band when he was younger. He always had drums or guitars. The harmonica was one he used to play all the time. My mum always sang, whether she was in the kitchen, in the bathroom, changing my nappy. She was always singing. So I suppose music was always in my heart from a young age. I grew up as well. My mum was in a gospel choir in London, called the London Community Gospel Choir. They're massive in London, and they've sang for many different artists around the world. Nice. And she used to go and do gigs with them, and I used to follow with her, go with her, and be in an atmosphere of music, gospel music, which is also probably mixed with maybe some R&B, some pop. And I say that because I remember there was one time. There was Celine Dion, she back as well, and there was Mariah Carey and P. Diddy. She's done all of those, and just being in that atmosphere of music has always been in my heart. And I've gone to church all my life as well, so the gospel music and soul and blues, it's always just been there from the moment I suppose I was born, maybe even in the womb.
So let me ask you, being that you've had music your whole life, right? And we're talking about fitness and habits, and we'll get into habits in a little bit, but I love the music aspect, the fitness aspect. When you were told, Jamilah, you should teach, what did you think when you were approached? You were like, me? What was your first initial thought?
Oh, I was shocked. I know I love music and I love dancing, but I was quite shocked. Also for many reasons. My confidence at that time was nowhere near where I am right now. I've been through a hard time. I've been depressed. So at that point, I was actually trying to find something to release, and Zumba was one of those places where it just allowed me to find that, to just let go. And so being approached by these wonderful ladies, because it's a group that I'm part of. I think there was 5 girls, and they call them the Zumba Gold Coast team. And there was 5 of them all on stage, all different cultures, and just full of so much energy. So they came to me, oh, you should be an instructor. I'm like, me? Really? Like, yeah, come on stage with us. I was like, oh my gosh. And, I remember the first time they got me on stage, I was like shaking like this, and I got up going, oh my gosh, I'm so good, oh my gosh. That was amazing. So that was my first time actually getting up on stage and being approached. That was in 2016. I remember. Wow. Yeah. It was.
So to become a Zumba instructor, do you have to go through a certification process? Do you have to train for a certain amount of hours? What is that like? Guide me. Can I become a Zumba instructor?
Yeah. Oh, it's easy. It's easy peasy. All you need to do is look on the website, Zumba.
Probably Zumba.com.
I have to double check exactly because there's different websites for different countries. Okay. But you look up go into Zumba, and they will have different classes or licensed classes for coaching. So it's a 1-day course that you take. It's normally from maybe 9 a.m. in the morning until probably 4 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'll go through the process with you of what Zumba is about, the type of music, how to teach, where it's where it came from. They'll go through everything with you.
Nice.
And then after that, you'll leave pretty much with a license. They'll give you books, they'll give you DVDs, they'll give you all the stuff that you need to do to be able to become an instructor. And it's literally that simple. You take a course for 1 day, and then you go away having a license. Obviously, on top of that, you need to get your legal licenses to, for fitness, and your is it the
CPR.
Gosh, my brain's CPR and all that. You need to make sure you get those as well. But with the license itself, it's easy. Anyone can become one. If you love dance, do it. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and that is it. You'll find other instructors as well that you can connect with in the area. That I've now got to know, not just the girls that I learned Zumba from, but other ones in my area I've been able to reconnect with, and also go to their classes, and then they'll come to mine, and you end up being in this Zumba community as well. So Zumba's is pretty cool. It's full of a lot of lively, fun, great people, and everyone's got their own different style, so you also learn from one another as well. It's really easy to do.
Nice. So when we talk about Zumba fitness, are you guys using weights as well? Do you use weights while you're dancing in your hands? Do you do anything like that?
So there's all different types of classes. There is a Zumba Strong, which is more weights, is more weight fitness. There's also ones where you can use the bands as well. There's ones you don't have to use anything at all. I've heard of people using just like this, the little light sort of what they're called. You use them in carnival, things rattles or rattles or anything. Flashing lights.
The neon lights the neon sticks, I guess.
I've used them in my classes at night. It makes it a bit more of a dance feel, and lights are off. People can't see you. All they see is these crazy lights going in front of you. Got to also be careful as well. Be careful that no one's got epilepsy when you use those too.
That would be dangerous.
But so mainly with mine, I will use lights depending on who's in the class. I haven't used weights yet. That'll be the next thing I'll do. But you can do all different types of things. There's all different formats. There's all different types of classes. Not everything is exactly the same. So if you want to switch it up, absolutely, you can do that.
Nice. So let's talk a minute about habits, right? Because that's what we were going to have Celeste with us as well, and we were going to talk about fitness and habits. So how does Zumba or how does fitness go into a habit because a habit is something that could be good or could be bad, right? So somebody who smokes has a habit. Somebody who works out has a habit. Somebody who brushes their teeth has a habit. Somebody who has to have a cigarette at a certain time, that's a habit. Somebody who has to have coffee after a certain time of the day, like an afternoon coffee or a morning coffee. Or if somebody has to, the way they drive home, they can only drive home one way, or they have a habit, or they have to sleep on one side of the bed, they cannot sleep on the other side of the bed. So all these different things are habits, like you have to put on one shoe before you put the other, because you can't do the other shoe first, because then all of a sudden it throws you off. So everybody has a habit or a routine. So is there things that Zumba or you personally do to create habits that are worthwhile?
Yes, so probably one of my main habits to start the day is to, I'm a Christian, so I'll make sure I pray first thing in the day. That's my ritual. I find it lifts me up, as soon as possible. Make sure I drink my water first thing in the morning. I'll have my vitamins, my breakfast. I don't have too much if I'm dancing first thing in the morning. I'll just have a little bit. So that'll be my habit. The day before, make sure clothes are ready, playlist is ready to go, and depending on the class, I have different playlists for different classes, because I have some classes that are elderly people, so from 50 to 70. I've got the young ones from 20 to 40. So I'll make sure habits during the week, playlists are set up, and make sure that I have my food routine first thing in the morning, so I have that energy as well. Coffee first thing. I love my coffee. That's a habit. Can be a good habit, and also can be a bad habit.
Exactly.
So for Zumba and as such, to have a good class, I need to make sure as well that I change it up. Don't have the same thing going all the time. Once people get bored, and they get, even us as instructors can get bored of the same song over and over again. So I make sure every single week I'll have time at the studio and I'll learn a new routine. So that'll be my habit every week. Not only I'm learning a new routine, but it makes me feel good too. I can, be there and dance expressively and just be myself too.
That's awesome.
So that would be my main habits. Eat well and pray. Eat well, drink some water, make sure my playlists are intact, and clothes are ready to go. And plus, having children, I've got to be a little bit more ready and prepared and organized. Absolutely, for sure. And then also got to be a little bit more organized, just in case something doesn't happen. For instance, my children were very sick this week, so I had to work around that too. So if they're sick, sometimes they can be in another studio room and I'll be in one room. Or another great habit to have is to have people that that been keep in touch with other dance instructors, and be able to say, hey, would you be able to take my class? And that's also good.
Fill in.
Pardon?
To fill in.
Yeah, to fill in, just so the clients, they don't miss out, because for the clients, that's their habit, that's their go-to. You never know what's going in their day. You don't want them to miss out for their ritual day dance, that allows them to be free and be themselves.
You just said something that a lot of people don't realize. Some people, we're calling them habits, but you actually just said a word. You said ritual. Yeah. So some people, they can call it a routine, they can call it a ritual. But, I think that when we think of ritual, we think in more spiritual, aren't we?
Yeah, which it doesn't have to be spiritual. Yes, we are spiritual beings, and I believe in the spiritual side of
Yes.
things. But for those who don't, you don't have to think of it like that. Rituals are just your
Routine.
yeah, exactly. It's just your things you do every single day. You wake up, you drink some water, you have some
What's the
food.
first thing you do when you wake up, right? That's
Yeah.
a habit. If you do
Yeah.
the same thing every day, that's your habit.
Exactly. And that is your ritual. It's the same thing that you do all the time, every day, to keep you going. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? One of the things that I wake up very early every morning, and at night, my habit is to check my alarms. So I check my alarms. I don't know why I do it, because I'm always up before my alarms, right? So this morning I was up half hour before my alarm went off, and I was like, I'm up, I might as well get up. The day before I was up an hour before my alarm, and I was like, okay, I'm up, my body said get up. So even though I have that habit or that routine of checking my alarms the night before, I always, I look at my alarm and I check it, make sure I have it, and then it doesn't matter, it never fails. I never hit my alarm because my body says, nope, let's go, pulls me up, get up. And so, you know why?
And you're obedient to that. That's even a more powerful thing, when you're obedient to your habits or your rituals or your goals that you need to do. Things just flow so much better. You get up feeling more alive even before you even start doing something to get your day going. You get up, you're like, oh, okay. Probably that first moment, you're maybe a little bit like, whoa. But that.
How do you know how I get up? That's exactly how I get up. I get up vibrant. I almost like jump out of bed, and like my girlfriend, she's like, don't talk to me, and I'm like, woo, let's go. And she's like, I need my coffee first. I'm like, let's go. And she's like, and people say to me all the time, like, what are you on? What kind of drugs are you on? And my answer is the best drug ever. It's called life. Because I want to live. I want to be present. And so when I get up, like for example, this morning I was up at, I thought I would get up, around 4:15 for I was up way before 4. And I was like, okay, I'm up. But I got up. I went, I showered, I did everything I had to do. I went, I worked out, I did everything. And then I have all this extra time because my body said, get up. And I listened to my body. That's the whole thing for me. Listening to my body enriches me. Because if I don't listen to my body, if I fight my body, then I'm going to have a losing battle all day long. Because I need to listen, right? And when you're dancing, what are you listening to? The music comes in, but your body is the sponge. It absorbs and then starts to move you.
Exactly. Right? It lets it out. It soaks it in just like water. Water feeds us, and it moistens us. It's like oil. And when that sponge takes in that water, it's just gonna come straight back out. But the way our bodies does, we soak it all in and we let it out, like spring water. Like you see the water out in the street in the summertime, the water's going everywhere. It's like, whoa, this is so good. I suppose it's like that sort of feeling. But yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. It's life. And when you get up, there's times I've got up 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
What am I awake for? I'm like, okay, I might as well do some journaling. I start to journal that first thing in the morning. And, the same thing. You just get up, you feel vibrant, you feel great. And it starts your day off. If you start your day off like that and be obedient to what your body's saying, what your soul is saying inside, you'll find life will just be so much easier. It'll go so much. You're able to be patient to every type of, I suppose, distraction or challenge that comes to you. You're able to take on that challenge or that comes into your presence, into your path, because you're already feeling alive. There's nothing that can shake you. Like, okay, that's okay. We can do this. You know, we can get this going. We've got this. I'm always trying to think of, you know, because I've been down and I never want to be down again. What is the worst thing that can happen? I could die. But you know what? Today I'm living, I'm alive, I'm awake, I'm here, I'm present. I'm grateful for that. Absolutely.
And actually, it's funny that you just brought that up, because I wanted to mention the fact that you're living in the moment, because when you realized and you were a little depressed and you said, I need something, and you found Zumba, and then, you know, everything has a season. Everything has a purpose, right? So you didn't know when you started your Zumba that it was actually going to be a journey for you, that someone was going to call you and say, Jamilah, it's your time. This is your moment. We recognize you. Now thrive, right? Now do your thing. But, you know, and you just said, you know, like, I don't want to get depressed. I don't want to get sad. I don't want to get all this. And I don't think it's going to happen for you. You may come in a moment where you may get a little down and you go, oh, but then all of a sudden the music kicks in and you're like, oh no, there is nothing that's going to stop me. I can already foresee that you are vibrant. There's nothing that's going to put you down. And I'm so happy that you and I connected today, because I love the energy that you're bringing, the energy that you're bringing to your clients, the energy that you not only bringing to the people around you, but now you're on this podcast with me. We're bringing it to the world, right? Because my show's worldwide. And when we think about it, I'm in New York, you're in Queensland. We're miles apart, different time zones. It's morning for you there, it's evening for me here. But we have this energy flowing right through the internet. And I can see your smile. I can feel your energy. I know you're seeing mine. And you are a vibrant human being that is pure love, pure heart, right? And you give that, and I can see that you do that with everyone you touch. So thank you so much. I really appreciate getting to know you.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Very welcome. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much. I've been told that from many different beings, humans, people I haven't even met before, have said the same thing, and it's beautiful to hear. The more I hear, the more I just want to give. I just want to give back. I just want to be like, oh. Even my children have said, Mom, you don't even know that person on the street, and you said hello to them. Why? I said, because I want to say hello. It's good to say hi, or you know, just for me, it's like giving a good deed. I'm doing a good deed every day by just being me and just being a bubble of love. I think everyone needs love. Everyone needs that in their lives, and I want to express that just every day that I wake up, everywhere I walk, every door I walk into, every person that I meet, such as you. I just want to be able to just give you something that you can take away and be able to smile for the next hour or two, you know. So I'm thank you for that, for saying that, because now I know I'm Dude, my mission is definitely it's already been started. And as you said as well, you said about Zumba, how it started with me bringing it down when I come down. And you're right, every time I come to a class, that little negative thing, that little thing on your shoulder, like, no, I'm not listening to you today.
Right,
Put the music on. Wow, let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's have some fun, right?
Absolutely. Won't let anything down at all.
No.
It's just
But you know, when you, and you're right, when some of the people come to your class, some of them may be going through a hard time. We don't know, right? They may be going through a difficult time, but because it became a habit to show up, they said, well, what else am I going to do? I might as well go to class. And then they come and there's Jamilah, and there you are, and you're like, let's go. And and all of a sudden, it kind of, they forget their troubles, even if it's for an hour, right? They forget their problems and they let go. And that is just such a great reward that you are giving everyone through your classes, through your coaching, your instruction. Your gift to them is be you, be alive, right?
absolutely. Yeah, it's important to just let go and just be in that moment, to not worry about, the tasks and the challenges and the things that are going on in this world at the moment. Every time I that's what I love to do, make sure that I do show up to class and just give my absolute all. I'm here, I'm with you, I'm here for you. I want you to have a good time. I want you to smile. I want you to feel great within your body, and have a great day, really, because you never know what's going to happen in that next moment. Everyone's going through the moment, especially now in this life at the moment, and everyone wants a getaway, something to get away to whatever's going on in their life. And if I can be that safety net, that a room in which they can feel safe and not judged, and just a way just to sometimes even be seen. Because sometimes I have a class of 25 people, but I try to make sure that when you're in my class, I'm going to see you. I'm going to make sure that you have a great time. Actually, one of my main things, I know COVID has come in, but either a big massive high five before we start, or a big hug to say, hi, how are you? Welcome, how you been? Welcome to this class. Let's do this together. Let's get through this.
So, you have Ali here, who's just giving you some high fives and telling
that's
you.
That's my best friend. Hey, Ali.
Awesome. So here's the whole thing, right? When we can empower another person, because the words, the actions, the love, the hug, the high five can definitely change someone's perspective, because you never know. And like we said before, we don't know what they're going through. And just to show somebody some love, and all of a sudden they're like, wow, I should feel better about myself, or I should feel better about what's going on, and let me find a solution to my problems. Because in all of life, no matter what anyone has gone through, there always has been an answer. Always. Always, always, always. So,
always
and Ali's throwing you some hugs and kisses. There you go.
Yeah, love you, girl.
Very cool, very cool. So here's the question I have for you. So, and look at this. Look at all the love you're getting. This is great. So, and then, when we think about the product, right? Zumba is the product. Zumba is what you're delivering. But you're delivering a lot more than that. You're delivering love. You're delivering movement. You're delivering connection, right? Like I'm loving the connection that you and I have today, because I can, like I said before, I can feel the energy. But when somebody comes to your class, yes, the music is there, but they're there because you make them feel a certain way. You bring them that love, that energy, that which they're going for, right? And sometimes they'll just, like I said before, they'll just show up because, and we talked about it, it's a habit, right? It's like, oh, I better go to class. And it's, whatever time it is, I got to go to class. And sometimes people go, oh, I can't come tonight because I'm going to class. I got to go do this. I'm going to class. And then once that becomes the habit, it is a habit that is great because you are taking care of the number one person in the whole world, and that's you, right? And you do that, you're taking care of you, whether you know it or not. You're there to contribute to 25, 30, 50 people who are in your class. But if you don't take care of you, you can't help them at all, right?
Exactly. And that goes for anybody. Being a parent, you learn that.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to help all these other people that are around you? You're sick. If you're sick in your bed and you're just like, oh gosh, I can't get up even just to get a glass of water.
Right.
How are you going to help others? You're going to make sure that you feel yourself and what you need to get going. And as I said, I pray first in the morning, and that keeps me going. Journaling, that keeps me going. Drinking some water and getting some food. Even just connecting to my children for a big hug. That's one thing they love to do. They'll jump in with me and a big squeeze. I'm like, yes. And we get up, we go, and then we get in the car, we put the music on, and we always have something, a word of the day every time by the end of the night, or go through a certain scripture or something to keep us going for the night. What did we learn today? This is what we did. And those little things, as come to habits, is what helps to fuel you, helps to keep your body, which is our engines, going every single day. If you have a car and you don't look after it, it's gonna be out. It's gonna be completely. It's not gonna be useful. And even the opposite way as well. If you feed a car what it's not meant to have, the wrong fuel, put the wrong paint on, it's just gonna completely demolish. It won't be useful if you don't even do anything to it. You let it sit there and just.
It's going to rust. Yeah.
It will rust and still can't do anything to it. You need to give it the right things, the right oil. You need to give it the right paint. Whatever
you need to give it love.
Even down sometimes, by what I wear. Like I don't have tattoos or anything, but my tattoo is who I am, what I express through what I wear, my hairdo and whatever, and that makes me feel good. And it's not about what other people think; it's about how I feel. And then when I feel good, I can give that back. And we're just gonna make sure we look after ourselves. However it is that gets us going for that day or the week. That's what we need to keep doing. And it makes a difference to every single person.
Absolutely.
Like I said, and when you do, you never know whose life you're going to change in that one day. Never know.
Yeah, you talked about like certain words that maybe you use with your children or scripture or so forth. And for me, I definitely go through gratitude. The first thing I do when I open my eyes is I'm grateful for the ability to even wake up, right? For the ability to lift my legs, to to think, to move my arms. So I take nothing for granted. And then, so I go through a lot of gratitude. I probably should stay in bed 20 hours, but because I am so thoughtful of all the things that I am grateful for, my children, anything, the fact that anyone even wants to listen to this podcast, I'm grateful for. And the fact that, during the day, I'm journaling. I journal in the middle of the day. I journal at night. And then once again, before I go to sleep, I will not have a good night's sleep unless I go through my gratitude again. So once again, I thank God for, everything that I have, the clothes I have, the food I have, the place I have to live, a roof over my head, the fact that I have people in my life that I can impact. So every little thing, and I pray for my family, and I pray for my kids, and I also ask the Lord to bless my children so that they stop making dumb mistakes. So, because we have to think about, we cannot control anyone, including your children or your spouse or your loved ones. You can't, but you can pray upon them so that they do the right thing for themselves. So that's one of the gratitudes I go through, and I'm asking, please give them wisdom. Please give them gratitude for themselves, for what they have. It's out of my hands. They're my kids, but I can't control them, right? I can't. No matter how old they are or how old they ever become, even if I have grandkids, can't control anyone. I can only control me, right? I can't control anybody who even doesn't like me or somebody who likes me. I can only be me. I can control this person right here. That's it.
Absolutely. And your children see that all the time. They see everything that you do and what you teach them. They'll also take that on board and use that into their lives as well. I say that to my children as well. Something will happen, as children always worry, Mom, they did this. It's like, don't worry about it. Is it gonna hurt you now? It's gonna do anything right now? If I did this and try to turn it around, is it gonna make any difference? No. Let's not worry about it. Let's go on to the next thing. So let's be grateful for what we have right now in this moment. There are people that are around us that love us so much. There's people that don't even have what we have. Let's be grateful for those little things. I'm so grateful to be even on this show. Celeste is such an amazing woman. Thank her. Yeah, she's been a great woman in my life, and she's always been one of my number one fans. She's always picking me up, and I'm so grateful to have her and to be able to be on this show, to have opportunities. And also, when you are grateful, I find it helps to dim all those other little niggly negative things that's going on in your life. It kind of washes it away. It doesn't take it away. You're aware that it's there. You're aware that something's going on. And you go, okay, this is happening. Let's be grateful for what's going on now. Let's be grateful for where we're going. Let's be grateful for what we get out of this. Let's be grateful for the people that are watching this show. And pray that they do get something great out of it as well. And, also be able to shine a light on those that
and you're shining a bright light, girl.
Oh.
I love it. Woo. So listen, I want to thank you for taking the time, and Celeste said to me, she's amazing, but she's a little shy. She's a little shy. Yeah. I said, you know what? It's okay. We got her, right? Not only are you here, but you definitely delivered love tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy that you said yes, right? Because you could have said no, right? You could have said no. But I'm glad you said yes. And any last words before we log off?
I just want to say to everyone, once again, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for those that are supporting me, my cousin and best friend. And just to today or this evening, remember that you are here on this earth for a reason. There is a reason why you are watching this show. There is a reason why you will wake up tomorrow. There's a mission for everybody today. I'm here to do my job, and so is Raphael, but you are also here to do things that you're meant to do in life. And it could be something as simple as helping your neighbor, to give them some food. You wouldn't even know. They'd probably say to you, oh my gosh, I really needed some food today and I had nothing in my fridge. Like everyone is a shine light. It doesn't have to be massive. It could be as small as something like that. So always remember that we are all here for a reason. You are also a star in your world. You are here to present something greater than you ever think before. And just remember that, like, you're a blessing. And you're a blessing in everybody's life, even mine, even though I don't know you. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you. All right, you have an amazing rest of your day. Let's stay connected. Everybody, follow my new friend Jamilah. And listen, we're on again tomorrow, same time. I don't know if you're going to be here, but if you want to come, join us. We'd love to have you.
Tomorrow I won't be at this certain time, but I'll definitely.
Day after, hopefully Celeste, everything clears up with her. But we love the fact that you said yes. So thank you. Have a blessed rest of your day.
Thank you.
We will talk soon. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.